Raise a hand who misses Wet Wet.
I love her vibe, but she been here for 3 seasons. What you bringing other than entertainment, girl? You can't f***ing dance. And
Decided to pick 2 new ladies because that's just the feeling that I'm feeling right now.
Then I'm gonna tell everybody like this. I'm gonna do me, okay?
The intro you're giving me is boring.
You gotta go. You gotta go pack your stuff, say bye to your friends. You gotta go.
Okay.
You haven't shown me anything.
what the hell makes you think you can keep coming at this lady and think I'm not gonna do anything about it?
It's understandable. I get that. But that's why we got our ones in, and that's why both y'all got beat up.
You're mad. You're mad.
Yeah.
You're mad.
Told you to stop playing with my girl Isis.
I don't know what 2-piece ISIS gave you. I could see your throat through your lip. The bitch already opened your lip out. What do you want her to do next?
What we doing? What we doing? The girls is carrying at the cabaret. What's going on, you guys? It's your girl, Tatiana Vixen. Yeah, that's her name. And if you know me, baby, you nasty, okay? Make sure that you like, comment, and share. And best believe I'm going to meet you there because your girl be in the comments. And if you love what I'm serving and how I give it, hit that subscribe button so you're always notified when I upload. Duh! Okay, I am so sorry that I am a little late with the upload, but girl, I was in Philly celebrating my homegirl's mom's 55th birthday. Shout outs to Karma. Now, with that being said, we need to get into this latest episode of Joseline's Cabaret because, baby, Joseline is turning the tables on the I mean, she's bringing back Wet, she got the girls fighting it out. She's taking them to these pool parties and introducing new. It's just a whole lot of shit going on. It's a lot to unpack, so we gonna get straight into it. I don't want to take too much of your time, so with that being said, class, let's begin. We start with Lexi and Chinks running that again, running that fade again. And to our surprise, Chinks got a big ass butterfly tattoo tatted across her ass. Oh, and that flapping. With these two, there's really no winning. They're literally the same size, same weight class, same fighting technique. Like it's going to be a thunderstorm every time. So in the sprinter, the question was asked, who missed Wet Wet? Not I, said the cat. And the white girl said exactly what I've been saying and how I feel. What does Wet Wet bring to the table? Yes, you're entertaining, your entertainment, but your Wet Wet's entertainment is obtainable. You know that, right? Wet Wet's loud and silly. That's really her personality. She's loud and silly. I wouldn't call her funny. I guess her being silly is funny, but she's not by nature funny. So I beg the question again, what does she bring to the table? Because anybody can be loud and silly. That can easily be replaced. 2, Wet Wet don't rap. She don't sing. She don't do hair. She don't party promote. She don't do. We know you can't dance. You're not a stripper. So the fact that you're even on the show in the first place is tea. No shade, you low-key went viral because of them big-ass, hard-ass titties that you always displaying. I don't know who asked, but I heard somebody say, would you say that to Wet Wet's face? Yeah? Like, you saying that like it's Taseki or some shit, baby. This is the look. So we basically learned that this pool party is actually a low-key audition for Joseline's Cabaret. You already know is turning up real bad. So Joseline ends up introducing some of the OGs of Baddies Cabaret. And what I noticed about that was the lack of cheers. The audience wasn't booing, but they also weren't going up for these quote-unquote OGs the way the audience be going and turning up for the cast members of Baddies. And honestly, I don't think it has anything to do with Baddies being a bigger show or not. I think it has to do with the way the girls of the cabaret are packaged and marketed to the viewers. The girls of Baddies are actual characters that we've grown to love and get to know and like and, you know, that sort of thing, and know their personalities, while the girls of Joseline's Cabaret are just the girls of Joseline's Cabaret. Joseline's the star. The only person who comes close to having a fan base is Wet Wet, and that's because Wet Wet's personality was so loud, so big for that show. You know, that's why that happened. But I don't think Wet Wet could hold a candle on the Baddies cast. Not because her personality isn't big, but because she just doesn't measure up, in my opinion, to those girls. One, if you got onto Seki's nerves, she'd beat the fuck out you. Rolly would beat the fuck out you. I'm sure Tink and Meatball and I feel like a lot of girls could beat the fuck up out of Wet Wet. In addition to that, they also are more polished looking than Wet Wet. Wet Wet would just look so out of place. I knew they wasn't going to pick her for Baddies Caribbean. However, with that being said, like I said, she still has a fan base based off Joseline's Cabaret. This is a problem for Joseline though, because no star is bigger than Joseline. So, old girl here, sorry if I don't know their names. For some reason on the show, Zeus is not putting their names. They just popping up the confessionals. I don't know why they would think we know their names by now to not be putting their names in the confessionals. Anyway, old girl here from Chicago is saying what we're all saying. Who the fuck do these bitches think they are to be able to get on the show just because they were shaking a little ass and Joseline's freak ass think that they cute? The actual cast members had to go through a full-blown audition. The scene is dragged on and really it's just a bunch of ass shaking. It's a pool party, but it's ended with Joseline saying, "Eliminations tonight." On the ride back to the house, Kay and Isis gets into it because Kay feels Isis got snappy with her when she told her it was time to go. Honestly, Isis, you probably did get snappy with her because it gives that. And I hope I'm not being biased because I've declared last episode I'm not too much of a fan of Isis. You probably did get snappy with her. It gives you get snappy. But I don't know because we didn't see. For you, Kay, whether she got snappy or not, I just don't think it's an issue to bring up because it's giving you can't fight. And one thing that I'm noticing about this season is a lot of the girls keep using the excuse, well, this was for Joseline, or it was because of Joseline. Like, for example, the white girl, you know, she literally got in a fight with those girls because she said she felt like they were disrespecting Joseline. No, bitch, it was because you wanted camera time. Same with Kay. Well, I was just, you know, tapping you, telling you it was time to go because Joseline was rounding us up. I wouldn't even bring another grown bitch into it. I just would have been like, bitch, it was time to go. So I told you, don't snap at me. Bitch, whoever it was time to go. I feel like they use that as a crutch because they know it's going to get back to Joseline. And Joseline's kind of small-minded in certain areas. So she'll automatically take their side if she hears they were standing up for her. Now, the real issue at hand is Big Girl being told that once again she's not shining. I get both sides, right? Like, for the Big Girl side, I kind of get it. It's like, what the fuck do y'all want me to do? Yes, I'm the first BBW on this show, but what the fuck do y'all want me to do the first day? We went to a pool party. When we was at that masquerade party, I was in the pool twerking. If cameras didn't pick that up or y'all didn't notice, that's not my fault. Y'all want me to be like Wet Wet. Y'all want me to be the loud fat girl, and it's not giving that. However, on Raven's side, I get like her saying, you need to be in front of this camera at all times. Like, you need to turn up. You are the first BBW and your personality needs to be so fucking top notch that it's hard to eliminate you because your personality brings so much to the screen. We live in a society where big girls are deemed undesirable, right? There are still people out there who feel like big girls are undesirable. You're in a show that is about, you know, sexiness and dancing, and I don't know if the girl can dance. I ain't seen her dance. I don't know what she would be doing on a stage. But if you can, you got to get there first. You got to get to that stage first. And that means having this super sexy or super fun or super whatever personality in front of the screen so people can be excited to see you when y'all go on tour or when you get booked or whatever the case is, instead of saying, oh, that was the big girl from Joseline's Cabaret. So I do get Raven's side too. Wet can't dance worth a fucking damn. She don't got no stereotypical stripper body, BBL stripper body, but they keep bringing her back because of what? Her personality. So even if you don't go on tour with Joseline, at least you would still be getting a check for coming back every season. You ain't gotta fight a bitch. Be the comic relief, but damn bitch, do something. I know a strap-on hate to see Joseline coming. She really balances like feminine and masculinity, and I live for that. Like honestly, I am a little turned on right now. Anyway, Joseline introduces 2 new girls to the house, and that's where we meet Rose from Houston, Texas, and Hennessy from the Bronx. Now, Rose says that she is 21. She is the youngest in the house. Girl, no shade. It's not giving 21. And if you are indeed 21, bitch, you been out in these streets. Now, Joseline asks Isis about, like, what was the issue between her and Andrea? And Isis tries to keep it cute. Like, I just asked her, she had an issue with me. And Andrea interrupts and she's like, no, bitch, you pressed me. Now, I'm from New York, right? And that word press, like you pressed a nigga, that's a flex. Like, nigga, I pressed you. So when Andrea said, you pressed me, like, nobody admits to getting pressed. Like, in New York, someone will say, yo, bitch, I pressed you. And you supposed to immediately be like, bitch, you ain't pressed shit. So when Andrea said that, I was just like, you're saying, okay. And if I was Isis, I would have been like, yeah, bitch, you right. I pressed you. Andrea and Isis start going back and forth. And I've come up with the determination that I hate when Andrea argues, because she starts to raise her voice. She starts yelling at the top of her fucking lungs, like everybody during an argument. Except when Andrea does it, it is so fucking annoying. It's literally nails to a chalkboard. Okay. Now it's giving 21. Work, sis. There are 2 things that I have to take back. 1, last week I said it looks like Isis can't fight. That was based off the preview. But now we are learning that Isis bust Andrea's lip wide the fuck open. And 2, I said that Miss Becky here was not... I said Miss Becky here was not the prettiest, but no shade. This black curly, it's doing something to me. Blonde is just not her color. But in black, oh, sis eats down. Damn. Just got your whole shit split. Andrea keeps saying that Isis is jealous because she didn't make the show last season. That statement within itself makes absolutely no sense, because she made this season. So why would she still be holding a grudge about last season? Like, that literally makes no sense. And if that was the case, she would have an issue with you and Danny and Wet and Raven. And like, I don't believe that. I don't believe. If this was her fighting you sometime last year or whatever, then you could say that, like, oh, this bitch fought me because she didn't make Joseline's Cabaret. She's on the show with you. Like, and she already fought and beat your ass and Danny's ass. She's not going nowhere. So I don't believe she's jealous. Joseline is a lot more softer this season, and I truly love that for her. Maybe she's taking my advice that I gave her last season, the one season that was terrible that I just stopped reviewing it, but I digress. You don't gotta be in the mix, babe. You can be cute, let the girls do them, and be the mother hen that you are. The bad boss bitch that you are. Isis ends up smacking the dog shit out of Kay with her good hand. And just like that, people, Isis has sealed her spot on the show. She is not getting eliminated no time soon. She ain't make it last season, but she damn sure ain't fumbling the bag this season. Joseline asked the girls to go around and state the reasons why they should stay. And the issue with Raven in the BBW comes up. So BBW kind of straight up lied, no shade. She sat there and said that the reason why her and Raven got into it was because she didn't like the way Raven came at her. What are you talking about? Raven came at you very respectful, very loving, very vulnerable, and almost like a friend. So you're lying. And I personally feel like you just didn't like the way she came at you in front of people. That's what you didn't like. She claimed that other people have already told her this. We didn't see that. That's because they told you off camera or not around the girls. You didn't like that Raven said it around people. Joseline ends up chewing into Diamond and Raven because that's Joseline. We know this at this point. Keep in mind, these are women who have children, who are the same age as her, grown-ass women. Yes ma'am, no ma'am, look straight at me, don't look like straight pimp shit. There's a good explanation for this, okay? She's doing this to the OGs in front of the new girls just to send a message. Here's the message to the OGs. Yes, the producers have brought you back, but don't you fucking forget who the star is. That's what she's saying to them. And the message to the new girls is, look, they're the OGs, but I'm still the boss. Don't forget that. Look how I'm sunning them right now. You better not try it either. And I take that back. No, not who the boss is, who the star is. Because they respect Joseline. They've proven that season after season. A lot of them respect her. She wants you to know who the star is. And that's why she brings girls back to humiliate them. BBW is sent home, Fetish is sent home, and Wet Wet is brought back. Now, this clearly was a decision from the producers, and I feel like Joseline agreed to it because Wet Wet had to come in and apologize. No idea what Wet Wet was apologizing for, and she confronted Joseline about a promise that she broke. I have no idea what Wet Wet had to apologize for, but okay. Now, here's the thing about the new girls, right? Of course, the actual auditioners are going to feel a little slighted that they had to go through these rigorous auditions if they're really, were auditions for that matter. I get that, right? I could get the frustration in that, right? However, to Miss Becky, who claims that she respects Joseline so much, right? She won't stand for the Joseline disrespect. That's what she said. So if you respect Joseline so much and don't stand for Joseline disrespect, why are you fucking with these new girls that Joseline picked? You don't respect Joseline's decision. This is Joseline's show. The show is called Joseline's Cabaret. So if that bitch feels like these two don't need an audition, I like the way they look, I like the way they was dancing at the pool party, I want them on the show, then that you just gotta respect it. According to you, respect Joseline. So what are you picking on these girls for? Why are you bothering these girls if you so-called respect Joseline? Now, if I was on the show, that's some shit I would say. And I'm sure she would want to fight me. And I'm sure I would beat the fuck out of her. But I digress. I don't hit the girls. I'm just saying, you put your hands on me, I'm putting my hands on you. But like I said, you claim you respect Joseline, but you don't respect her decision? Yeah, you ain't like that one, did you? Caught your ass. A bitch wants a storyline. The girls end up fighting, and this kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth for Miss Becky and Miss Chicago because what are you doing? You look pressed. You look, it's giving jealous. That is where we end the episode. That is all the time we have for today. Thank you for coming and thank you for being on time. Make sure that you like, comment, and share. And best believe I'm going to meet you there because your girl be in the comments. Please leave some because this is going to get interesting. And if you love what I'm serving and how I give it, hit that subscribe button so you are always notified when I upload. So next week is going to be a doozy. There's going to be phase after phase after phase. We're also going to see that Wet Wet takes it probably just a little too far with her shenanigans because yeah, you put a Death Star on my face, I'm smacking the shit out of you too. However, the biggest thing that's going to happen next week is there will be more eliminations, except this time it will be by vote. Oh, this is about to get interesting. Okay, so you just make sure that you're back here, same place, same time next week. I will not be late, I promise. And we're gonna get all up in that. Better be on class next week, okay? And you better not be late. You like that last video? Well, the good news is I got plenty more right here on YouTube. Just hit the subscribe button so you're always notified when I upload to my channel. That's right. Binge watch the out of me.